Monday morning, Crawford Middle School graphic arts students. I just wanted to review a few things that we're going to do today for class. Monday and Tuesday, our last 2 days before Thanksgiving break. I just wanted to make sure that everybody understand what we needed to do, how to access everything, and if you had any questions, where you can find the answer. Today we will be doing, and tomorrow we'll be doing some Zooms, but this is the review, so I want everybody to watch this. That way you are able to take full advantage of getting the best grade possible on all the projects. So on everyone's home screen here on the canvas, if you notice, this is the 8th grade classes, this is the 7th grade classes, our 6th grade class, and then our media team. Okay, so I'm going to go to my 8th grade class, and it basically looks the same for everyone. So if you would look at that, right here, I've got a review of assignments that we have done up to this point. So if you notice in 7th grade, it's the exact same thing. 6th grade, it's the exact same thing. So if we're going to look at our first assignment, remember the Chrome shortcut Google form, you can click just directly on that. And if you have not done that, you need to complete that. You can use your answers from your notes that you have taken. Remember, you can only answer one circle per question. So, for example, Control Z would be cut or paste or undo or copy, so on and so forth. And then Control V, the exact same process. So, when you get done with that, you can submit, and then I will grade that. That is the way that you finish that project. Okay. The McGuire Q&A Google form is the exact same thing, very same process. Please be mindful about you checking what grade level in your class period, because some of you guys have not completed that. Some of you guys have not completed that. And so I want to make sure that you get that in. And then the create a Google slide for your Bitmoji project. Now, that's slightly different. That's a 5 point project, or really just a 5 point quick project, if you will. All you had to do is go in and in your shared folder under logo collection. Okay, so the 8th grade is right there. You click on the logo collection and you can access your slide 5 points. What that was for primarily was for the Bitmoji project. So if I click on that, and all you had to do is create a slide to get your 5 points. So if I'm going to look at every class, there is the first period class, here is the third period class, here is the fourth period class for the Bitmoji project, and the fifth period class for the Bitmoji project, and the sixth period class. So if you see your name in there, then you got your 5 points. If you did not put your name in there and you did not create a Google slide, then you did not get your 5 points. Now, how do you do that? Very simply. Excuse me. Depending on what class you're in, say for example, let's go back to first period. If you're in first period, you'll go to shared with me and type in 1-812. And you will hit enter and it will pop up. If you're in third period, you'll hit 3-732, 4-842, 5-652, and 6-762. You do those things, then you go into the Bitmoji world and then click on New, Google Slides, Create and Share. Type your last name. First name. Bitmoji. World. And then you click over on Share. And then there you make sure that you make everyone in the class a viewer except for me as an editor. Then you click Save. And then you can proceed to the project. Okay, so let's go back to this. So that is the Bitmoji slide. Now the final Bitmoji PDF, you can go into assignments, and it is step 2, final Bitmoji with hyperlinks. Now if you notice, it's got to be a PDF, correct? So that being said, when you do your Bitmoji project, let's go back to our first period class, and let's pull up. Let's go with Miss Probst here. Let's pull hers up. Okay. All right. So she has a background, and she has a bunch of cool different things. These are hyperlinks that she made. So she created a campfire and created a background. Remember, to do that, you click on Insert, Image, Search the Web, and you decide on how you want to search. Now, I will say that this Bitmoji does work now. If you want to use that, it does work. So you can go into your Chrome Web Store. You can type in Chrome Web Store. Okay. And you can type in Bitmoji. And then by clicking on that, it will add that extension. Then you can log in using your login information. You might have to create one, but that's okay. So let's go back to hers. So after she completed all those, she's going to go to different links. And for example, campfire right here. This is a campfire. So she went to a website, and let's say she typed in www.campfire.com or whatever the site is. She copied the site, Control C. Then she went to the campfire, and then went Insert, Link, and then copied that link and applied it. So every item she wanted to hyperlink, she hyperlinked. Okay. When she completed that, she went File, Download PDF. That is the process. It's a short and sweet process. Now, how do you submit? I'm going to show you real quick how you submit to the Canvas. So basically, you go in here, you click on Assignments under Student View, you click on Step 2, Final Bitmoji with hyperlinks. Remember, if you don't have all the hyperlinks or any hyperlinks, you don't get full points. You click on Submit Assignment, then you choose that file that you just downloaded in your Recents. Then you submit it. That is the process of completing the Bitmoji Step 2. All right, let's go back to the home. And the next part is create an original logo with Adobe Spark Post. Remember, it must be a JPG file. It must be a JPG file. How you do that? All right, so I'm going to go through the process one more time. I'm going to click on Adobe Spark right there, and I'm going to click on the Spark. Then I'm going to click on Continue with Google. And then I'm going to click on Enterprise ID. And then as it opens, then you're going to go into the plus sign, Custom Size Graphic, choose Popular, and choose Square. Now, we are only going to do one logo. This process, the quick process is, the first thing you do is you type in your name, last name, first name, logo number 1. Remember, you got to do 3 logos. I'm going to click on Add Text, and then I'm going to choose a text that I like. Okay, I'm going to go in here and let me find a text that I like. So we'll say Make It Happen. Okay, now with that, you can go in here. I'm going to use the first letter of my first name, and I'm going to play with it a little bit. Now, I don't really like that because it's got those lines. So I'm going to go back and find a different font that would work better for me. So I'm going to try this one. And the reason I'm choosing this is because it doesn't have anything added to it. You can go in here and resize it. Now, I don't like that font, so I'm going to go over here and choose a font that I like better. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use that font. Then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to use my color swatch, and I'm going to make it black for right now. And remember, you can always use the opacity, which is probably not a bad idea to use the opacity. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use that one. I'm going to Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to resize it and move it over, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place this as my last initial. So let's go in here and go M, and I'm going to connect these like so. Now you might have to resize a little bit, and for me to connect these, I don't want to see that line there. I want it to be totally connected. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to change the color scheme, or I'm going to move the opacity up all the way to black. So if I do that on both of those, then you see how that works really cool. Okay, so that could be a logo right there. Now, one thing you can do is you can after you get done, you can select them all and go to group. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to make it a little bit larger. By grouping both letters, you can make it larger to kind of see it, makes it better. So that's a really cool logo that I could use if I wanted to. Now I'm going to click on download. And remember, before you do that, you have to do your last name, first name, and this is logo number 1. Download JPEG. Remember, it's got to be a JPEG. Let's go over and look at it. It must be a JPG file. I'm going to download it. Now it's downloaded, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go to, let me go to student view, and then I'm going to go to the assignments, and then I'm going to go to create an original logo, and then I'm going to submit, and I'm going to choose file, and I'm going to choose that file that I just downloaded, which is right there, and I open it, and then see how it says McGuire Jeremy logo number 1. You should have, then the next thing is you add your second logo right here. It should say McGuire Jeremy logo number 2. And then you add your third one, McGuire Jeremy logo number 3, and submit. And that would be you turning in all 3 assignments at once. Okay. When I go to SpeedGrader, you can see how I can grade these assignments of students that have completed theirs. Now, this particular student didn't put their last name, first name, but please do that. Let me go back down to another student here, and let me find, there she is right there. So this is how it should be. Last name, first name, logo number 1. Last name, first name, logo number 2. And last name, first name, logo number 3. And she did a fantastic job. And you can see that's why she got 10 out of 10. So please make sure you do that. Okay. So that's that process. So let's go back to our assignments. We'll go to home, and that's our logos. Okay. That's how you also upload all 3 logos. And if you didn't get that, you can click on the video, but I just did that for you. Now let's look at our weekly criteria. So we're using Adobe Spark to create a logo to help our brand. Okay. And this is the steps on the process. Now, I just went over everything. So this is what you need to do for this week. This is what we're doing. And then I'm going to upgrade all the grades for our class. Now, let me go to our media team class. Now, this is our news broadcast here. If you want to click on that media team, you can see the news broadcast and what we've done. Okay, and you can scroll through that. It was really good. They did a fantastic job. Okay, now these are the students that completed the broadcast prior to me getting it finished. Okay, here's the instruction for last week if you wanted to go through that process. Now, media team, I want you all to understand this is worth 25 points. So when we look at our assignments on the media team, the new assignment is worth 25 points. And you're using Adobe Spark Video for this week. So you're going to click on that. And remember, it's got to be an MP4. Okay, so let's look at SpeedGrader and let's look at some of the students that have finished it. Let's go to Taryn's real quick. So this is hers, and this is what it should look like. Bird, Taryn, Adobe Spark Video, and she got 25 points. Now, for me, I'm going to have to click on it. And by doing that, let me just give you an example. I'm going to click on it and download it real quick so you can see what I'm talking about as a great example. This is a fantastic example of a 30-second Adobe Spark video.
Hey CMS, my name is Taryn, and this is my Adobe Spark video. Make today better than yesterday. Thank you teachers and staff for putting your best effort in mind of us. Shout out to Miss Lammy for being one of the many amazing teachers. When I'm making a video for Crawford Middle School, I want to make people smile and have them prepared for the day ahead of them. One tip is, if you can't hear your teacher very well, try headphones.
Okay, so there's that process right there. So what I want you all to look at on the media team is you all need to use multiple slides, at least 3 images, some video. You must have a voiceover. The text should be of what you are saying on the voiceover, and give a shout out to a teacher. And then we added one last thing, and then I'm going to put it in here. It's a tech tip. Okay, so we're going to do a tech tip. Any kind of tech tip. You do that, you get full 25 points. Now, some of you guys have not finished it. Let me show you real quick on how you're going to save that. You submit it like we always have. Let me go to home here, and let me go to student view, and we'll go to assignments, and then you're going to go to new assignment, 25 points, and there it is. You click on the submit assignment, and remember, it's got to be MP4. So for you guys, when you all do this, let's go back to our Adobe. You're going to click on plus. You're going to click on video. You're going to put your last name, first name. I just named it video. And I went next. I'm going to go to create my own. Pick this one. And then when it pops up, then you're going to do your thing. Now, this is the easy way to do this. It's going to take a second. You can watch that if you would like. You don't have to. For those of you all that are in my other classes, we will be getting to some video the next project. So this is a good how-to after Thanksgiving. So basically what you're going to do is you can choose a theme. You can go full screen. You can go split screen. You can go and do a theme. You know, there's all these other themes that you can do. You can go in here and look at themes that are pretty cool to choose from. So let's choose statement. I'm going to choose more of a green tone here. And this is our statement theme. So then from there you go and you can add video that you've done. You can add, you remember you got to have pictures. When you add your text, you know, this is a test text. Okay. So to do that, you need to press this button. Test text. Okay. Test text. And that's how you do it. Now you can also add your music. And my recommendation is go in here and add some music. It's got a lot of stock music for you. You can add your own music. Like for example, if I wanted to add something for my stuff, I've been working on some beats this week. So I'm going to add my own music there and see. And I'm going to put that in there. Let's see what it sounds like. Test text. Okay, so then I'm going to add my next one, you know, and remember, you always want to make sure that you have your show your stamp at the bottom. Okay, if you've done a logo like in the other classes we're working on, we're doing logos. That's where your logo should go. Okay, so right now I need to go back in there and change what logo that I show, but that's okay. If you want to go into a preview, that's how you do the preview. Test text. And then you go from there. Okay, and then there's mine. All right. So then when you're finished with that process and you go in here and you can do your credits. If you want to add a slide, you add a slide. You can move the slides around. Make sure, like I would go in here and delete. It says visit our website. I haven't added anything there. You know, that's just my brand that I've been using from Mr. McGuire Media Arts. So you need to at least have 5 slides, and I'd go ahead and make the slides first, and then you can go in and do your thing. Okay, so what you would do there is like slide 1 is your beginning slide. Slide 2 could be your shout out. Slide 3 could be your tech tip. Slide 4 could be something interesting you want to tell students about you, whatever the case may be. Now, when we're done, you click on download because it's a video, so you can download it. But remember, make sure you label it. It takes some time to download, but once it downloads, then it will be an MP4 file. And once it's an MP4 file, then at this point, and as you see, videos take a little bit longer. So remember, I labeled it McGuire Jeremy, okay? And then video at the very beginning of the project. Then I'm going to go to our class, okay? And then I'm going to go to choose file. So let me go back. I'll go to assignments. I'm under student view, so you can see how you're supposed to do it. New assignment, submit assignment, choose file. Now in my case, I'm on a computer, so I'm going to go to my downloads, and there it is right there. I'm going to open it, and that's how it should look. If you don't see .mp4, that's not going to work for you. Remember, it's got to be an MP4 right there. Okay, there's your 7 steps, and then you click submit assignment. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for the next 2 days for every class. Please make sure, everyone, that you all work hard. Just a quick heads up. This weekend, I received my Adobe Creative Educator Level 2 badge. So these are some of the things when we talk about logos, when we talk about branding. This is something that I have brand for myself. All the different things that I've done with Adobe, and obviously I'm doing some stuff with STLP. As a plug for STLP, if you're interested in being an STLP, feel free to go to the STLP website, and there's some things that you can do with STLP at home, and different things we're doing, and we are going to compete hopefully at some point for the state championship. So this is our Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman talking about it. There's a lot of cool things you can do, a lot of projects you can do. So these are some of the things that we're doing. So our STLP program, we're working on live broadcasting with our news broadcast, and that's one reason why we're doing it. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. So that is the process of working on everything you need to get done for Thanksgiving break. I will be updating our grades as we go. And just a heads up, guys, make sure you all understand that what doesn't get done, I will have to grade. So please make sure as a midterm, this is what I'm going to have to do. So you all have a great day, and we'll continue to work together. If you need any help, there's my information. You know how to get to me on my email. But please, if you have a question, go back and look at this demonstration. If you have any questions at all, this is the demonstration, and these are the assignments that you need to look at, because this is your overall demonstration. If you have to scroll through the demonstration, so be it. But this has been a one-stop shop on how to do everything that we have done up to this point. You just have to be willing to watch it and work on it. And if you want to do a split screen, you can do a split screen. Remember, you can go to my YouTube page. My YouTube page is right here, and it has all the different information that you need. It's got everything from our review for our Bitmoji. It's got information about STLP. It's got stuff we've done on Padlet. This is our collective media from our first 9 weeks class. So everything that you need is right here. There's another demonstration about logos. Here's one that I've done about logos. So you have all the information there that you need for the YouTube page. And what I'll do is I will place a link on the home page right now, and I'm going to show you one other thing here. This is called Bitly, and what a Bitly is it enables you to shorten a long URL address, which is a long address right here. So a Bitly is there for you. And so what I'm going to do is, let me go to my YouTube. So I'm just going to type in McGuire Tube. I think that's what I called it. And there we go. So I'm going to copy that, I'm going to put it on the home page. So if you have any questions about any demonstration, then you can look at that. And I'll just call it Mr. McGuire YouTube. Now I'm going to link that right now. And I'm going to do that for everybody else's as well. So this is the process. So now that I've saved that, now you have access to go to my YouTube page. Okay. I'm also going to do that for 7th grade, and I'm going to do that for 6th grade. So you can see this process. So this is also how teachers work in Canvas and how they can do different things. So if I want to link something there, this is how I link it. So this works for every class. And sometimes I'll throw a button in there. I'm trying to keep the words to a minimum, but for today, since we went through everything, this is the process in which we're going to go through to make sure that you have all the instruction you need before Thanksgiving break. Now, the music that you're hearing behind my video, if you will, is music that I made this weekend on some of the programs that we're going to be introducing to you when we return. And I've got a special treat for you music lovers. And I will let you know after Thanksgiving break, where I'm going to give you access to something that you're going to absolutely love for some of the Wii video projects that we do, or the Adobe projects that we do. So that is it. Again, this is Mr. McGuire helping you with anything that you need. So that being said,